We've got a jammy Dodgers. Hi. Hello. Um, you're in bed under a blanket? That must be so cozy, Marie. Welcome. And welcome, Najwa. And welcome, Jammy Dodgers. We have Jammy and Budgie tonight. Budgie is on the other chair, the actual chair. Is it cold here? Oh, you mean where Marie is? I don't know if it's cold where Marie is. It's chilly where I am, but not cold. But that's relative. I went for my shift at the food bank yesterday, and I walk there because it's pretty close. It's like a 15, maybe like 17-minute walk from my house to the food bank, and so I went wearing just like a t-shirt and leggings and a hoodie. And by the time I was halfway there, I was like peeling the hoodie off. And I think, I'm not sure what the temperature was that day, because I only know things in Celsius, and I know that's not helpful for like half my audience, but it was around 6 degrees Celsius. So what is that? Like in the 40s, I think, right? In Fahrenheit? Maybe high 40s. So yeah, I was walking in a t-shirt and leggings. Now, it's different if I'm just sitting still. I will get chilly in that kind of temperature when I'm just sitting still or standing around. But if I'm actually doing any kind of movement, I will immediately get boiling. Royal units. Metric is not royal units. Your freedom units are royal units. You stole them. You stole like half of them, discarded a bunch, and then pretended like you made them up. And everybody else went, yeah, no, we don't want to be like them. We're going to change to metric. That's why everybody else changed to metric. It wasn't because it makes scientific sense or mathematical sense or makes anything easier. It was just because everybody was like, ooh, we don't want to be like those stinky Americans. They're so stinky. Yeah, I don't think that, like, for me, 46 is not cold if I'm walking around. 65 is definitely not cold. That's like cool room temperature, but still very much in a comfortable range. And hello, Sylvia. My favorite running weather back when I used to run was between -10 and -20 Celsius, which, again, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but cold. It's cold. And I would go out in like a short sleeve jersey, and like a zip front thing, and capri length tights, and then I would have like sleeves, just like a sleeve that just goes up, just sort of to the upper arm. And by the time I was like 2 blocks from my house, I would be pulling the sleeves down to my wrists. And, when I had one of those like buffs, I don't know if you know, they're like a neck gaiter kind of thing. You can use them, as like a hair thing or whatever around your neck. They're very lightweight, but super thin. But I would have one of those on to keep the chill off my neck, and that as well. Like I would unzip my jersey, take my sleeves off, and take my buff thing off and wrap it around my wrist because I was just boiling by the time I was a couple of blocks from home. So Ooh, you're having trouble getting chat to show up, Kat? Looks like YouTube is still not letting us have our proper usernames either. Oh, is Leo here too? Oh, there's Leo. Hello. Welcome. Let me switch over to the nails up display for 1 second so I can give you. I don't want anyone to get like motion sickness if that's on the big screen, but there we've got a budgie in case anyone needs a second cat. They're too busy giving us the year-end wrap-up. So I don't use Spotify, so I don't get that. Apple Music thing is terrible, so I don't really look at it. And also, most of the time when I'm listening to music, I'm actually listening to Brian's, because like a lot of the time we're in the car or whatever when I'm listening to music. When I'm home, I'm often, listening to, I'm like, watching a YouTube video or a podcast or something, and or like I'll be listening to an audiobook or whatever, and so I'm often not listening to music if I'm on my own. So yeah, those are kind of useless to me. I didn't realize that YouTube does a yearly wrap up as well, but I guess I've seen a couple of people posting some stuff that I didn't really understand. So I assume that's going to be what you're talking about. You can't have too many cats on stream, it's true. But according to these cats, you can have too many cats in a room at once. So we'll leave Budgie up for a little while, and then we'll go back to Jammy in a bit. It's only on the mobile app. Sorry, that was driving me a little bit crazy that it was kind of crooked. Weird. All right. So, nails tonight. Who was it? Was it Katya that suggested, or was it Najwa? For some reason, my brain, anytime either Katya or Katya or Najwa suggests something in the Discord, my brain can never remember which one of them suggested it, even though they are extremely different people. And I know that. Like, it's not like I don't know them apart when I'm having a conversation with them. But later on, when my brain is like trying to go, who was I talking to about that? It's like, I don't know, somebody with a J in the middle of their name, and it's 5 letters long. It's like, okay, thank you so much for the helpful information, brain. I don't know why I'm like this, but it's what I've got. It's what I've got. My head is full of rocks. Najwa, it was you. Okay. Yeah. So, Najwa was suggesting she had found this really lovely nail art that was I didn't snap a photo of it, but it's basically, it's like I believe it was like a pale, either shimmery or some sort of pale, semi-nude kind of background, and then there were snowflakes painted on, and then it was like chrome, like chrome powder rubbed on it. And I thought it looked a little bit similar to the vibe that you can get from doing the hand-painted snowflakes in a velvet magnetic. But also, I'm not necessarily married to that idea, but that's what inspired today's theme. So we're definitely doing snowflakes. And I think I definitely want to use one shimmer, and one magnetic. But here's what I'm not sure about. I'm not sure if I want to use a shimmer base with a velvet magnetic polish to paint the snowflakes, or if I want to use a velvet magnetic base and paint the snowflakes in a shimmer over top. So, yeah, 2 A's and a J. I think that's what my brain is doing. Ooh, you got an in real life nail compliment today, and check out the thrift shop. That's fantastic. Those always feel so good. I never know what to say. I'm always like, thanks. But I turn into a total ditz. But I'm always very appreciative, even though I'm also very awkward about it. So both is an option. We can choose a shimmer and a magnetic that go well together and alternate the nails, or like do an accent nail that is swapped, right? So we could have, shimmer on all but 1 or 2 nails as the base with magnet snowflakes, and then swap that using those same 2 polishes for the accent nails. Yeah, thanks. I did them myself. You always feel a little bit silly when you're doing that, right? It's like the, I love your dress, thanks, it has pockets. It's like, it's kind of the same feeling. Hey, Sonyo, welcome. Swapped accents. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. I think it would be fun to do that. That's a good thought. So, I did a little bit, I grabbed some polishes that I thought might work well for this. But like, we're not necessarily limited to these. So if y'all know that I have a certain polish that you think would work really well for this, then you're welcome to holler at me what that polish is. But here are some that I pulled. So for magnetics, I pulled these guys. Would you like to focus? Thank you. For magnetics, I pulled these guys, and there's like some different vibes here. And then for the shimmers, I stuck with all fairly pale ones. Most of these are white based, except for like this one is a little bit pinkish, and this one is sort of a little bit beige-ish, but I think neither one of these will work if we're going to be flipping, because I won't be able to do the snowflakes with these flaky ones on top of a magnetic. So I think we should immediately strike those 2 out and be looking at these. And so I swatched them all on black so that you can see that they do have a strong shimmer tint in all of them, except for this one here, which is a pure white pearlescent. The rest of them are all white shimmers. You want a Manny like my background? Yeah. I've seen also a beautiful magnetic snowflake Manny that's like a peekaboo thing that was gorgeous. It's probably similar to the one that you're thinking of, Sonyo. If not the same one, I'm sure it's a similar one. Yeah, the red is I Touch Myself. It is, and I got that one. That's this here. I got that one last year, like just a little bit before Christmas, and I actually used it in a ton of Christmas manis before it was even released. I was like, this is my Christmas red. I used it a bunch. Oh, yours was, the one you saw was red and black. I think the one I saw was like silver and blue. But it was really, really pretty. But also a snowflake one. Monquette, hello, welcome. So I know, ooh, backshot as a background to peppermints would be gorgeous. Yes. Oh, is that the Manny that you posted earlier on today, Kat? Backshot is like, okay, so Backshot is this one here from BCB. Perfect for the background for a peppermint mani for sure. So I do know that I Touch My Shelf and Dom Classic Clean, which is this sort of yellowy one here, look spectacular together. That is actually a mani that I did last year. One of my Christmas manis was I Touch My Shelf velvet base with Dom Classic Clean snowflakes. And that turned out beautifully. It is a white polish, but that golden shimmer is really strong. And so around the edges, you get a really nice gold color. So yeah, that was absolutely stunning. So we can just repeat that and then do like some swapped accents. Or we can, have the swapped version of it where this is the base be the default and then have this being the base as the accent nails. Those look definitely gorgeous together. But there's also just like lots of other options. We don't have to do that one. But I do really love the idea of doing most of the hand one way and then swap. I feel like this one here, which is Arcana City of Tears, this darker blue, would also be beautiful with, I don't know if I would put it with the Dom or like, I feel like it could go with almost any of these. I would like to maybe see it with the pink or the green, but I feel like you could kind of do any of them with it. The darker blue might be able to layer. Layering isn't going to work well with anything that I'm doing here. All of these are way too opaque for layering. I mean, you could maybe get away with the light blue for layering, but it wouldn't work with the stuff that we're doing. Darker blue with the pearly white, that would be lovely. For sure, that would work nicely. Do we want to just like do a couple of testers on here and just see what we feel will work best? The blurple with the green. Do you mean this blurple with green? That is You Bow to No One from the new Lord of the Rings Part 2. That's a really lovely one. That would also work quite nicely with any of the shimmers, but I think especially the greenish cast shimmer. Test. All right, let's test a couple of things then. I'm down with that. So I'm going to actually double up, and we can test on the one that I've already got, but I know I'm going to need more than one section. Yeah, imagine testing. Who would do such a thing? Ridiculous. I'm not mad at the idea of the green as the base either, but I do feel like I kind of lean toward either red for sort of more of a Christmassy vibe or blue for more of a winter chill vibe. So I'm going to do some larger swaths here. Are there any besides those three that y'all are thinking? No, I'm not skittling, Kat. It's too much. It's too much. We're already doing a swap. It's your too much gene, Kat. Do we want to see how the green looks? Does anybody else have another one of these magnetics that they want to see me test things on? I just want to get something swatched out so that I can let it have time to dry. So in the meantime, I will get a little blobby here. So this is... I meant to do this on the dried one. I don't know what I'm thinking, but should have done this on the dried one. I'm also not doing a proper snowflake here, but I just kind of want to get a general idea. All right, so let's do this a little bit more properly. These are going to be not good snowflakes. Okay, so that's the yellow on the red. The yellow on the blue, I feel like would also work reasonably well. I don't know that the yellow on the blurple with green would work as well. I feel like that one might be a little bit weird. It's Yanelli. Popping in as you head to volleyball. We're doing some testing before we make our final decision on what we want to do here. We're doing snowflakes, but we're not totally sure what snowflakes we want to do. So we got to do a little testing first. Oh, geez, that was a bigger blob than I really needed. Okay, here's the green-ish one. These are like such blobby little snowflakes. Greenish one. Do I want to see it on something else? Maybe, well, we can see what it looks like on here. Feel like that's not awful. Check it out on here. It's hard to see it on that one. It's a little bit too... These are some of the worst snowflakes I've ever painted. But that's okay, because we just testing. Okay, I want to see the blue shimmer. So this is like a sort of more, it actually almost ranges into purple. This might work on this like blurple green aqua magnetic that we have. And it might also work on the blue. I don't know if it's going to be too blurple on the blue. If it's just going to kind of get... I mean, it won't get lost. None of them will get lost because they're white-based shimmers, so... Okay, what other... Oh, I want to see the pinky one. Just the tip. So I want to see just the tip on the red for sure. So I feel like that could do some fun. Like less contrasty in the shimmer, but yeah, I don't know if you can see. I'm a little bit off of... Sorry, y'all. I'm painting off the screen here. I don't know if y'all can see the shimmer. I will pick it up to show you the shimmer a little better shortly. I do feel like the pink might also actually work nicely, weirdly enough, on the green. I don't know if the green is like quite dark enough to have the right vibe for this. Although maybe if it was built up a little bit more, it would work well. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. So this is a more pinky one. And then we have the straight up white, not a shimmer, just a pearlescent. So this one won't have the fun interactions, but could give a nice frosty look, particularly on the blue. So and it will also show it on here. Okay. The pink on the other green would be nice. The pink and green magnetic. Oh, yeah, maybe. Well, I guess let me just... So the pink and green magnetic it shifts through a peachy tone, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Because the pink shimmer also kind of has a peachy tone at some angles. So that could actually work really nicely. Whoopsie daisy, I grabbed the wrong one. Hello. I just picked up a big old cat hair and put it right in my blob of paint that I'm working with. So that's cool. Okay, so some combinations. Hopefully this gives you a better idea of what the shimmers, the various shimmers look like on the different magnetic bases. The magnetics on top of the shimmers are gonna obviously just look the color they are because they don't have the same kind of translucency to them. Bum, 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 bum. Dark red and dark blue. Yeah, I'm going to be here for a couple hours, probably. I have to try not to be too late, though, today, because I do have to pick up some groceries after. And I think the grocery store is only open till 11, so. Bonket, you also like the pink and green. It does kind of feel a bit mid-century. You're not wrong, Leo. It's a fun combination. That pinky green. I don't know. What are we thinking, y'all? What do we like? Remembering that this, whatever combination we pick, we're going to do both directions. I can't do a poll for this part because it's too many options, so y'all just have to shout and tell me what combo you like. How do they look reversed? They're gonna look like the slightly less saturated versions of these on the nails. They'll be a little bit more whitish. And then the magnetics are going to be velvetized, and they'll just be the color that they are, velvetized. So I feel like it's just less informative because the white shimmers are all going to look like white shimmers. Like if I layer it over a white, it looks like a white shimmer. And if I layer it over the black, I can't really show you on that for testing because it makes it look like it's going to be more saturated than it is. Because the shimmer gets super amplified on the black. Jammy Dodgers is snoring. Somebody's gotta start shouting out some ideas, or I'm just gonna go with the pink and green because Leo and Bonquette like it. My favorites are the red magnetic with the yellow shimmer, the pink and green magnetic with the pink shimmer, the dark blue magnetic, I think with the green shimmer, and the blurple to green magnetic with the green shimmer as well. Yeah, looking at the magnetic over the shimmers is just really difficult to show you something that's going to actually look like what you'll see on the nails, because the shimmers are just going to look like white shimmers, so the magnetics over them are just going to look like the color they are. You're leaning toward the red with the middle one. The pink? The red with the pink is cute. Or the right blue with the bottom one. That's the darker blue with the white pearlescent. Bonquette also likes the plain green with the pink snowflake. Leo won't be mad regardless. Well, I've already done the red with the yellow shimmer last year. So maybe we don't do that because it's repetitive. And maybe I didn't expect to be leaning toward a green, but I'm a little bit leaning toward a green. Mostly because with the pink, I think it's really cute. You're worried the plain green isn't dark enough. Yeah, it isn't a super dark green. I could put it over a dark green creme. Like one coat of the magnetic over one coat of a dark green creme might do the trick. But the other green is definitely dark enough. But I think since it's going to be velvet, we'll see more of the pink on this one, which then might not work as well for the pink shimmer. Sonia likes blue, of course. I also really love the blue. I love the blue. And there's none of the shimmer colors that I don't love with the blue. Okay. I want to test one more thing. Do I want to just do a second coat? Maybe I just want to do a second coat. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to set this up for velvet because it's actually going to be velvet. And that will change the look. So let's say it's going to be between this and this. I'm doing my best to kind of approximate a velvet using the velvet thingy, but it's going to look a little bit weird because it's not going to be on a curved surface. But we'll do our best here. I have it in the little velvet trough. And I think I have to do 2 coats here to give a better idea of how dark they're going to be. So we need to wait a moment. Shall we look at a cat while we wait? We have a relatively spherical budgie. Jammy is also being quite spherical on the other side. I'm gonna do a second coat even though it's way too soon, because I don't actually need it to dry that well. We just need to get it to dry enough to put some blobs on it. Okay, so we liked corny. We liked Jack Frosties, and we liked just the tip. So corny. I'm just gonna put a little dab and drag. Jack Frosties. This is the more greenish one. Shifts like green to turquoise. And then this one is just the tip. This is the pinky one. Yeah, they're all tucked in. Cute babies. Okay, so because we are velvet, we are going to have this kind of thing happening. So that green, I think the darkness is not too bad once it's built up, but it does have a silver magnetic, which might kind of drown things out a little bit. It's very frosty looking. The blue one is quite frosty as well, but the magnetic in it is like a light blue instead of a silver. Do we have thoughts? What do we think about this? I'm kind of digging the blue, the dark blue with the green blue shimmer. Blue, blue. I like it. I feel like that's going to look really cute. And that way it's like not aggressively Christmassy. Which, nothing against Christmas, but it does feel a little early for me. You're liking the blue more now? Okay. I just stuck my thumb in my shimmers. So that was nice. Okay. All right. So, I'm thinking, so this one I will put to a poll. Are we going to do the main blue accent shimmer or main shimmer accent blue? Pick. Quit trying to get me to add more options. Start poll. Yeah, I think the blue velvet does work better than the green velvet. So main blue would mean that all of the nails except like I would probably do thumb and ring finger as my accents. So what? How did all this lint get here? What the hell, man? So these three nails would be the magnetic blue color as the base, with the shimmer snowflakes, and these two would be the shimmer base with magnetic snowflakes. And then main shimmer accent blue would be the reverse of that. So these three would have shimmer base with magnetic snowflakes, and these two would have the magnetic base with the shimmer snowflakes. Is that clear as mud? There's a bunch of you that haven't voted yet. I'm gonna need all you lurkers to vote for me here. Help me out. I'm gonna give you a cat while I blow my nose. Bonquette loves giving her opinion. Ray, you're just in time. Geez, Mariposa, get with it. Ray, you gotta vote. What are you voting for, you may ask? All right, I'll tell you. So we've decided we're going to go with magnetic. Hang on. That's not the one I want. That's the one I want. So this is the combo we're going with, the top combo of these two here. Just stuck my finger in wet polish. So I'm going to do these two nails as accents. So the question is, do we want the blue magnetic as the main color and the shimmer as the accent, or the shimmer as the main color and the blue as the accent, the magnetic as the accent? So the colors are this one. That's the blue. And this is the shimmer. If you care about the names. Oh, I should also say I got this one as PR. But whatever. It's not about the polish. Yes, you're just in time to be opinionated. You're no help? 50-50. Good job, guys. Good job. You want to change yours to main blue, so mark that one. I'm not here to sell things, Mariposa. That's not what we're doing. We're doing art. We're artists today. It is a really nice magnetic, though. But I did get paid to swatch it, and I got the bottle for free. So disclosure, disclosure, disclosure. That was a while ago. I did a whole live stream of that particular one. Yeah, there's like 2 more lurkers that haven't voted. Leo wants to change theirs to main blue. So yeah, it's a beautiful color, and I do really like Arcana's formulas, and they're nice people. So I'm never sad about people wanting to try out their polish. I flipped it over like I heard you. Yep. I did. I heard you crying out to know what color that was, what the name of the polish was. Hopefully it's available. It was a pretty recent release, so I'm sure that they would be restocking it if they were out. All right, what's the... Okay, so we're a couple of votes up on... Oh no, that means we're back to even again. Marie, you did tie it up again, Marie. We need one more lurker to vote. Because I know it looks like main shimmer accent blue is winning by one vote, but actually Leo changed their vote. But it doesn't let you actually change it, but they want to change their vote to the other one, so they're actually even. Am I going to have to flip a coin? Flip Jammy and see if she lands heads or tails? Never. Okay. Now it says that we're tied, which means that main blue accent shimmer is winning. I'm going to end the poll while it's actually... Thank you to whichever lurker did that. All right. So main blue accent shimmer wins because Leo changed their vote. So that means I'm going to do these 2 in the shimmer and these 3 in the accent. I don't know why I pulled out so many of my velvet magnets. I do not need this many. I only need 3. Okay. No, you did it. You did good, Heather. You it was tied in real life, but on paper it looked not tied. And when you voted, you made it look tied, but it was actually not tied. So thank you, Heather. I know that's a little bit confusing, but you just got to trust me. Okay, so wait, I want to do this, and this way. FYI, I don't know if anybody else does multiple magnetics at once velvetized like this. If anybody else has multiples of these little velvet magnets. When I arrange them so that these 2 are repelling each other. So they want to push away from each other. As opposed to if I flipped them, they would want to attach to each other. And the reason for that is that if I put them like this and they attach to each other, then you can see that I end up, if I'm not paying attention and that happens, I end up with a weird thing, and then that pulls the velvet off center. But also, when my nails are spread, my fingers are spread enough to get get into these two things and they're attached to each other, the velvet ends up being at a weird angle. So I flip them around so that they're repelling each other, so that when I have them comfortably spread apart, they're not, I can change the angle of them and whatnot, and they're not going to clack together or anything. I do have to sort of press down a little bit to keep them in place. Gotta go back into lurk work mode. All right, well, thank you for coming out of hiding to tie up, or to untie the vote. Okay, so I think we're going to be using, I think 2 coats is sufficient for this one. I don't recall for sure. We might want a 3rd coat. We'll see how it looks with 2. I have a vague notion that 2 was sufficient for this with the velvet at least. But I guess we will find out. It's a really lovely polish. I should not be wearing this sweater because I am so worried about my sleeve dipping down onto here. Okay. So then the shimmer definitely needs 3 coats for sure. And it will still be a little on the translucent side. It's not going to go like white, white, white. Because it's just be like that. Some of these will go pretty opaque, but this one is like slightly less opaque, but still beautiful. Stray kitty coming in and hopping on your manicure table. Oh no. That is very annoying. But also very cute that the stray kitty is coming in. It's nice that the cat distribution system got you like a part-time cat. Okay. I am going to do a little bit of cleanup as I'm waiting for these to dry a little. If I can, without messing anything up. Apparently, there's nail mail in my mailbox right now. And I didn't go get it before stream. It's the Plus Life Lacquer. My Plus Life Lacquer Black Friday order, which was the biggest the biggest Black Friday order I made. 6 polishes. I was doing pretty good with, like, not going overboard with Black Friday. I definitely got more polish than I technically need, but, like, how many polishes do I need? Approximately 0, I think. I have so many, but... You're waiting on the ILNP Black Friday order? Send Brian to get it. You know what? Brian... Poor Brian. He's had a really rough week, and it's not going to get better for a few more days. He's been operating on definitely way too little sleep. He's got a lot of very stupid project deadlines that some of which make sense and some of which do not make sense at all. Like, apparently one of the things is they're like rushing to get some data or some project done to send stuff to some colleagues in the UK who are about to go on like a 3-week vacation. Like, they're not going to look at it. They're going to receive it and go, "Okay, thanks." And then go on vacation for 3 weeks and not even think about it. But for whatever reason, the powers that be have decided that everybody simply must work 24 hours solid with no breaks in order to get this stuff done, so that these people can have this and not do anything with it. I don't know why I'm taking these away. I still need them. So yeah, that's a fun thing that Brian's been dealing with this week. So I'm not making him go get anything from the mailbox tonight. Yeah, it's just so pointless. He's been like napping for a couple of hours at his desk involuntarily. And like still has to, work on other projects as well. So it's not even like that's the only thing. So yeah, he is suffering, the poor lad. I even did dishes for him last night. He's in charge of washing dishes, generally speaking. But I felt so bad for him. All right, we're on coat 2 here. Yeah, I feel like I might not need a third coat for the magnetics, but I think I want a third coat for the shimmers. I might go ahead and do a third coat for the magnetics just because I have to do a third coat for the shimmers anyway, so I might as well. You have some nail mail, but you're getting more tomorrow, so you're just waiting to get it all at once. That is very valid. Our mailbox is really small. So, those ones that are like a big box and it's got the little slots for each person in the community with the little, each box is keyed individually. And sometimes they just shove stuff in there in such a way that I think the back opens wider on their side than it does at than the front opening does. I think because there's a little bit of a lip around the front opening door, and so they shove stuff in the back, and then you can't get it out the front because it gets too packed. Then I end up like having to go back home and grab a knife and like cut open packages and pull out individual items and then try and collapse the rest of the package enough to drag it out of the box. Gets a little silly. Yeah, trying to get work things done before Christmas. Like 12 people care, but you have to do it. Because this is our deadline because it's our deadline. So nobody needs it or is going to use it or is going to look at it or is going to want it at that deadline. But you still have to do it because it's the deadline. No, we don't have a big box in our community. They will just drop stuff off at your door if it's large enough. So, that's fine. But if it's a lot of small things and they can cram it in through the back of the small box, they'll just do that sometimes. Yeah. It's brutal. I haven't resorted to post-it notes on the back of the box, but I've felt that frustrated. But yeah, like there's no reason to do that when my house is across the street from the mailbox thing, and it's truly like not an issue for them to just drop stuff on my porch. The packages get left on our porch all the time and it's completely fine. Separate ones with bigger boxes that they put small boxes into. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen those ones, and we've had them at one of my old apartment buildings had that, but yeah, I think because we all have like sort of little alcoves for our front door, there's at least like some shelter from the street, so they just go ahead and leave stuff at the door unless it like requires a signature, which hardly anything requires a signature anymore. It's the one nice thing that COVID did for us. It gave us, we don't really need a signature. Because genuinely, how often did you actually need that signature? Sometimes it's important, but most of the time, pointless. Okay. So there's that one. And then I am going to top coat before I start on the actual snowflakes as well. Because y'all know how I feel about top coating before I start on the art. I simply must. But I think once we get to the actual snowflakes, they're going to go relatively quickly. I strongly suspect that we'll be done like 9:30. Maybe 9:45 if I'm pokey. We'll see how slow I am. Or how distractible I am. Which is sometimes the more relevant factor. So, did y'all see? Apparently, they want to, or they are using AI to help design nuclear power plants that they want to have AI running without so much human intervention, because that way they can speed up the process of building a nuclear power plant to power all of the AI databases, the giant database centers rather. There's no possible way that can go wrong, right? Yeah, it's really, it's worse than HAL 9000, because HAL was like, and hi Mei HAL was, he didn't make mistakes, right? Like, he didn't make dumb mistakes. He was freaking malicious. He had he came to a very logical, very incorrect conclusion. And he went a little evil. But that's not the same as what's actually happening with AI. What's actually happening with AI is that it's dumb as fuck. And I just feel like, the reason that it takes years to design and build a new nuclear power plant is because you need to have like massive amounts of safety shit going on. Budgie Smuggler is treating us to a little rearrangement here, so I had to bring up the Cats Up display. But yeah, so they want to do it without all the pesky safety stuff. So that'll be fun. No, exactly. I'm not against nuclear power. I think there is absolutely a place for nuclear power, but it does have to be done carefully, right? Like you don't want to speed up that process. Yeah, exactly, Ray. Exactly. HAL was only morally wrong, not logically wrong. Whereas, modern AI which does not deserve the name AI at all, is both morally and logically wrong. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, we need the AI to run the power plants to power the AI to run the power plant to power the AI to run the power plant to power the AI. It's great. There's no way this can go badly. I'm sure it'll all be fine. Cutting corners equals Godzilla. I mean, that would be more fun. I feel like Godzilla would be a better outcome in many ways, you know? Because then at least, like, you get to see some cool shit before you die. Right? Like, if I get stomped by Godzilla and that's what kills me, at least I got to see Godzilla. That's badass. Almost worth it, really. Where's Jamie? She's on the other, the bin. She's still where she was at the beginning of the stream. Let me, I did my pinky, but I did not do the shimmer nails yet, right? That's right. Let me just do those real quick, and then I will move the cat cam around so you can see the Dodgers. Dodgers pudding pie. Godzilla's the original girl boss. Yeah, this is exactly right. Ray says it's not really AI, it's not actually thinking, it's just pooling a crap ton of information and deciding this is the most likely correct thing. It's not logical, just a black box of correlations. Yeah. Yep. It's dumb as fuck. Okay, I'm gonna go back to nails up so that I can rotate this without giving anyone the barfs. And then we will go back to cats up. And there's our Dodgers. Our little Dodgerinos. Okay. I feel like that's enough. Oof. Yeah, don't put them that close together, Peggy. I got snowflakes stuck to my hand. Snowflakes keep sticking to my hand. That's how that song goes, right? The haunted jukebox has really been going nuts today. Okay, so we have, oh hey, we got a little hair there. That's cool. We got top coated. We have a pretty good base here. I'm digging it. Let's go ahead and start in on some snowflakes. Some snowflackies. I'm confident that snowflackies is a correct pronunciation somewhere in the world. Yeah, we know that we're prone to bias and it occasionally makes us question ourselves. AI has no idea it's prone to bias because it doesn't know anything. So it doesn't question itself. It just goes, this is the average and therefore presumably correct, which is not how anything works. All right. So, we can all start crossing our fingers that I don't fuck this up too badly because I haven't done... Oh, wait. I have... I don't want to jump scare anyone. There's going to be a pretend beetle, a fake plastic beetle. I have a finger rest now. I love that for me. Okay. I have multiples of them. They were part of a Secret Santa on the Discord. Jules, who is sometimes in the chat here, gave me a bunch of beetles, and they're awesome. So they're like the right size to be a little finger rest. And I just think that's delightfully silly. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a pretty bad job here. I can tell you that much right from the start. Pretty bad job. But I think that's okay. Yeah, very on brand. Look away, come back to a beetle. Yep. Listen, you got to be ready for beetles on my streams. You never know. Although, to be fair, it would be reasonable to not expect a giant beetle during a snowflake stream. But at least I did give a verbal warning. And I feel like most people who have followed me for any length of time sort of know that there's a non-zero probability of seeing some kind of bug-related stuff. Okay, I want to do like a little bit of a little fancy. I don't know if y'all can even see what I'm doing here, because I know that the angle of the light is going to really make a difference in how visible this is with that magnetic. Hopefully you can at least see some of what I'm doing. Okay, so there's our first little snowflake. Number 1. We got so many more to go. So many more to go. Yeah, I really am doing it to myself again, aren't I? I did this exact same thing to myself during Halloween with the magnetic nail art on top of magnetic, and I guess I didn't get enough punishment because here I am doing this shit again. All right. At least I can do part of it this way. Trying to do a couple of real small ones here. It's really difficult to do a very small snowflake. Probably shouldn't have used a dotting tool for this, but I did. And that was foolish. And I probably won't learn my lesson. I think I'm gonna switch to using just the brush for the next one and see how well that works. Hello, that's too much. Just freaking overload our brush here. Okay. Next. All right, so let's go. Hello. I overloaded that brush, and I did not do the thing that I know I'm supposed to do to avoid beading. Not beating, please. Beading. It's different. You people are filthy. All right. I don't know. Brush only, better, worse? Unclear. Unclear, honestly. I almost want to... Do I maybe want to do that? I might want to do that. I have a thought. I have a thought that I thought. I think a thought. And I'm gonna maybe try it. This is not it. This is something else. This is a second different thought that I also had. It's kind of giving old wooden ship, like pirate ship, sailing ship, steering wheel vibes on this one. But that's okay. So my thought is I'm going to grab a plain white creme and just mix the tiniest amount in. A thinky thought that is thinky. Yes. Listen. Sometimes you think a thinky thought, okay? I just want to boost the opacity a tiny bit on this. I don't want to go nuts with it, but I want to boost it up a little without swamping the shimmer, hopefully. It might have been a little more than I needed. Let me put a little more shimmer in here. I think this will help with visibility. Okay. Geode palette reminder, May. The geode palette I am using is resin. And you may have the same question I had, which was, how does it hold up to acetone? And the answer so far is shockingly great. May said that on hers, she's noticed some of the gold paint on the edges has degraded, but like that's not a thing that I'm ever going to care about, so that's fine for me. And the actual surface seems to be completely fine. And I believe May said she's been using the exact same one in a different color, but from like the same supplier and everything for like over a year. So yeah, it's good. The resin is good. I would have thought that the acetone would eventually sort of break down the resin, but apparently not. I'm going over these original ones a little bit because I have increased the opacity slightly, and I think this is going to help a lot with helping these, with making these snowflakes really stand out nicely, while still maintaining that green shimmy that we love. Okay, and then I think I want to put just a little bit of like a little blobby blobs in the insides here to sort of like try to reduce the steering wheel look of it. I don't know if that's going to help or not, but maybe it will, maybe it won't. Put some more little thingies on the ends. Again, maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. This is my first time doing snowflakes this year. I feel very out of practice with snowflakes. But that's what this is for, right? We're We're welcoming the snowy weather, trying to encourage it to come to me. Not to y'all, don't worry. I know some of you don't want that, and that's okay. I respect that. I would like to have a certain amount of snow. Not, a huge amount necessarily, but I would like to have some snow. Before Christmas, I would like to have some snow. After Christmas, I don't care. It can just go straight to spring. But between now and the end of December, I would like to have a couple of good snowfalls. And then I'll be happy. Okay. That's a little better. All right, we're going to do better. This is going to turn out to be the worst nail. Yeah, you might be able to get a random resin thing from a craft fair. That is entirely possible. Okay, we are going to go in here. And then let's do like a, oh. I went a little too blobby for a second there. That's okay. It's fine to go too blobby. It's snowflakes. I can just say that one got a little melty. I need some more thinner in here. I got my KB Shimmer Black Friday box order the other day, which was an unscented sugar scrub, 2 bottles of thinner, and a bottle of I forget what the hell the name of the lotion is that I like. Whatever it is. That. No polish. I did not get any polish from KB Shimmer. I was very good. I started to look at the polish and then I went, Peggy, you have not been thinking about any KB Shimmer polishes. Why would you invite that into your life? There's already Black Friday purchases you want to make that you've been planning for some time. And then I actually listened to myself for once, so that was nice. I don't always, so it's nice when I do. Okay, I'm gonna do little hexagons here. Hexagons being, of course, the bestagons, as everyone knows. I think we'll do a little hexagon here. That's not a very good hexagon, I have to say. That is not my bestagon. Okay. Yeah, I used to use their angled cleanup brush. That was pretty decent. Of course, I do not use their top coat. Me and my ridiculously sensitive skin. Gotta be stupid careful about what I put near it. Okay. I really need to do a better job here. But that's not what's happening today. What's happening today is It's good enough. That's what we're doing today. We're doing And I think that's beautiful. Pizza. I decided to cook our dinner for lunch today. Because we have to go grocery shopping right after stream. And I sure as shit don't want to be cooking at midnight. So I made us pierogies with caramelized onions and spinach for Lupper? What are we calling that? I don't know how I feel about this snowflake, y'all. I feel like this snowflake is a little crazy. The snowflake has sort of viral vibes to it, to be perfectly honest. There's no specific virus that looks like this, but it definitely has the vibes of a virus. I feel like I've made it too complicated, and that was a mistake. But you know what? We live, we learn. It's fine. It's not awful. I've definitely done worse snowflakes. I think it's fine. Do I want that to be the only snowflake on this hand, though? Or do I want to... Yeah, maybe I'll just let that one stand alone. I do think I'm going to want to go back over some of those parts again a little bit. T4 flake, yeah. You have pierogies for Saturday? Pierogies are so good. We don't do them too often because they're not exactly super healthy. Was there snow? Not outside yet. There is some in the forecast though, so, you know, I have some hope. Although, you know, it was supposed to snow the other day, and our area is one of those magic areas that like 90% of the time, if there's snow or heavy rain or a storm of any kind forecasted, it will kind of just skim past us to the north. It's always to the north. It always just kind of like whoop. And everybody that's like a 20-minute drive north of us is in a deluge of whatever. And we're like, nope. Nothing. So everybody near us, everybody like a little bit north of us got snow, and we got some drizzle. Gray and drizzle. So far, it's not been very wintry. But you know, maybe this Manny will encourage the weather to do the thing that it's been threatening to do. You know? It could happen. Yeah, it is a swamp. I do live in a swamp. You know what? I'm going to fill these in. Is that crazy? It might be crazy. I'm doing it. I think I'm going to like them better if they're like filled in, but like a little bit sheer. I think I'm going to like it better. I hope I'm going to like it better because it's not very reversible. It's slightly reversible, sort of, since I did put top coat down, but it's not very reversible. You know what? I do like it better. I made the correct call in this case. So I am gonna going to go ahead and just go over the outline a little bit more, I think. Pew. 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 That's the sound of snow. Your chandelure hair clip is here. Nice, nice. We are, of course, going to require photos of said hair clip. Whether it is in your hair in the photo or not is entirely up to you, as long as the hair clip itself is visible. I don't know that I saw a photo of it before you ordered it. I do recall you mentioning it, but... Did y'all see the little video I posted of young Mr. Timony Cricket going after the Ilfax scratch-off advent calendar today? He was a very cute lad. Brian, of course, was encouraging him to do it because it was adorable. All right. There we go. Oh, I guess we can wait till stream tomorrow. We'll be able to see it in action during your stream tomorrow. Okay, you know what? Now that I've filled that in, I'm not mad at it. I feel like it's a little bit cute. It's not perfectly even, but it's a little bit cute, so I think I'm good with it. I think this needs to be like just blooped a little this way. Okay. Now, next, we'll go back to a little bit more of the bigger one. Where did I post it? I'm pretty sure I posted it in my stories. I believe. I definitely posted it on one of the Discords that I'm in, but don't ask me which one, because you know I'm not going to remember. Probably in Lacquer Lounge in the pets. In the pets channel, but I'm pretty sure it's in my Instagram stories as well. So, okay. This one, I think we will begin here. I don't want it to be huge. Let's not be ridiculous. We don't want to be out of control with this. There we go. That's probably an okay size. And then I think we can go like here. And I did not do a good job of estimating where those needed to be at all. Not even a little bit. Okay, well, we're gonna have to do a little editing on that. That's okay though, we can do that. You're doing a sweater for the spawn? Is it a rainbow sweater? I know he loves rainbows. Or did he choose something else? I feel like starting a big project like that is always the worst. Like once you kind of get to a certain point, it gets easier because you sort of start to feel like you start to understand the pattern in a physical way. But when you're first starting out, it's often a little difficult to get started. You don't see it in my stories. Oh my god. Oh my god. Did I not post it in my stories? Did I only post it on one freaking Discord? I'm a monster. I'm like telling you about this magical thing you can see, and you can't actually see it unless you're in the correct Discord. That's cruel. All right, I will post it to my stories. I mean, technically, I suppose I could do that right now. I could just pause in the middle of painting my nails and post it to my stories. Will that completely mess up my stream upload is the question. To have yet another thing. Unknown. We're going to do a TV antenna one here. Yeah. When half your chat is too young to remember the kind of TV antenna you mean. We used to have a gigantic TV antenna back when I lived way out in the boondocks. That like it would get frozen over and Dad would have to climb the ladder, climb up the actual like antenna tower to unstick it so that it would move again. Normally, you could use a remote control to rotate it around or whatever. Back in those days, in the olden days, out in the boondocks, we got, I believe at that place we got like up to 5 channels depending on the weather. Pickings were pretty slim, I tell you. I'd get home from school and it was like, welp, I guess I could watch Oprah. So I didn't watch a lot of TV in those days. Not that there's anything wrong with Oprah. It's just not exactly the kind of entertainment I was going for at like 16 years old. Sometimes we would get channels from Buffalo. So I grew up with a lot of ads from Buffalo and surrounding area. New York State. I like that one. That one came out good. That's a cutie. You just want to see the baby? Yeah, I'll post it. I don't see any aluminum foil on that flake. On what flake? I don't understand what you're saying. What do you mean you don't see any aluminum foil on that flake? Oh, because of the antenna. Okay. See, I was thinking of antenna towers rather than like the singular antenna that you made a foil extension for and then taped it to the wall. Or if you were fancy, the other really good option was coat hangers. Use a coat hanger. Really liked the coat hanger rabbit ears, but that's like on the TV itself. The big tower I was talking about was like on the property beside the house. Aluminum foil would not survive that, for sure. Okay, I think just 2 on this because that one is fairly large for the size of the nail. Okay. So far, not bad. I do think the index is a little janky compared to the others so far, but that's okay. That was the first one. We're doing fine. You did the coat hanger? Yeah. No, one hand not done. Oh, you got one hand done. Marie. I thought you meant me. I'm only partway done. But you got one hand done with no smudging? That is awesome. Coat hanger on the curtain rod, yep. I had a roommate once that had a TV that most of the time the color was just green. Just green. Everything was green. For reasons not entirely clear to me. This, of course, was, you know, back in the olden days of the cathode ray tubes. So everything was green. But then every once in a while, it would just decide to show proper color for a little while. And then it would go back to being all green. No idea. That wasn't due to reception, though, I don't think. I think that was just, it was a real old, real broken TV. Okay. Now, the next stage is going to be the 2 accent nails, which we will do with the magnet in hand. So, I don't know how much of the magnetic we're really going to see with this. I guess we'll just find out. How much of the magnetic effect, I mean. Some, I'm sure. I'm confident we will see some of the magnetic effect. Just like, not sure if it will be very subtle because most of the areas that are going to be magnetized will be relatively small. But hopefully it will be enough that you'll be able to tell. All right. Extend that a little bit past there. There we go. And then let's go with a little uppy here, a little uppy here, and uppy, and uppy. That's the technical term for these, I'm fairly certain. An uppy. Right? If there are any snowflake scientists in the chat that care to correct me, you just let me know. But I'm going to want to see proof that you're an actual snowflake scientist. Your new camera should be here this weekend. That is very exciting. Yeah, I mean, the tubes were broke, but like for it to occasionally work, I don't know what that indicates. I'm sure that if you were like a TV repair person, you would know. I don't know if it's like an actual blown tube or if it's like a bad connection, like something wasn't seated properly. It kind of seems like if it was actually broken, then it wouldn't be able to sometimes work for a little while. But like, not a cathode ray tube expert by any means, so who the hell knows? You are not a snowflake scientist. I was fairly certain that that was the case, Maymay. I couldn't be totally sure. Oh, I just did a really bad job of that. That was impressively bad. I'm going to have to do a little cleanup action with that, for sure. I should probably just do that before I carry on, because it's just going to get harder. That's a little better. Good enough. Good enough. That's our motto here. Good enough. We want about there. Look at this. We're right on time. We're doing great. I totally did not in any way underestimate the amount of time it was going to take to do this manicure by a significant margin. Totally nailed my estimate. Listen, I think we'll still be done by 10. It's fine. I don't think we're that far off. We're going to be okay. I believe in us. I'm going to do this one as like a one of this kind. You know, the ones that are kind of like just a big old bestagon. With maybe some little blobbies on the outside. I'm going to add some little blobbies to the outside, don't you worry. I know how important the blobbies are. All right, good night, Sassy. Thanks for joining us. Okay, how do I want to do these blobbies, though? That's the question. Do I want to do them with the brush, or do I want to do them with the dotting tool? I feel like I might want to do them with a dotting tool. It might work out better if I do it with the larger dotting tool. I might come to regret this. We'll find out. I feel like I need more stuff on the inside. Like it's a little too simple. You know what I mean? I'm gonna add some stuff on the inside. Make these dots a little bit bigger. There we go. Dodecahedron snowflake. A dodecahedron is not a bestagon, though. Maybe we'll go out. We'll pull out from here. We'll make this a little bigger. Why not? We're allowed. There's no rule against it. I do need a little bit more polish, though. Can you guys hear Jammy Dodgers doing the snore? She's doing a snore back there, and it's real cute. Oh, I don't like what I've done. Not even a little bit. I'm mad about this one. I have decided I hate this one. How do I fix it? Let me think about this. I think maybe if I fill in the inside part, will that help me hate it less? Maybe. Maybe I will continue to hate it. This stuff always gets me into trouble. Trying to like make each snowflake different in my mani always gets me into trouble. I should just pick like 2 designs that reliably look good for snowflakes and just do that. Parallelogram snowflake is just half a snowflake, yes. Well, not really, actually. Snowflakes always have 6. They're like radially symmetric around 6 points, right? Or 12 if you choose to break it down that way, but do I keep going? Do I just keep going? Knowing that I have already made it so that I don't love it? Do I just try and save it by doing too much? I might save it by just going even deeper down the rabbit hole here. Am I going to hate it even more? Possibly. You never know. You never know how much I can make myself. Paint some white shimmer in the middle? Yeah, maybe. That might help, actually. If I think I kind of want to like clear out some of the center part though, right? Maybe that's the move. Clear out some of the center part and replace it with the white shimmer. Because right now there's a lot of magnetic in here, and I feel like if I just add shimmer on top of it, it's not going to make anything good happen. But if I try and remove some of the magnetic from the center and replace it with some of the shimmer, that might do the trick. It's worth a try, at least. I'm willing to make the attempt. Okay. That's not the correct shimmer. That's the correct shimmer. And a tiny bit of the white. I feel strongly that I definitely fucked up this one and I should not have done all that. But that's okay. It's okay. Truly. It's gonna be fine. If I don't love this snowflake, that's all right. Ugly snowflakes can be a thing. They're allowed. I don't know, y'all. It doesn't look like a snowflake. But I'm not fucking with it anymore. That is what I have decided. I am done fucking with this one. I hate this snowflake. It's okay, we're just gonna move on. We're gonna move on to a different snowflake. We're gonna look at a different nail. We don't have to look at that nail anymore. We can just go look at this other nail. This nail hasn't been fucked up yet. So we can just go look at this nail and it'll be a much prettier nail. And we won't get quite so experimental this time. We'll stick with what we know works. Sometimes you gotta experiment and find out that something looks like absolute shit so that you know not to do that again. You know? Sometimes you just gotta. And I am here to help you with that. Because if I do it and experiment with it and make it look like absolute dog shit, then y'all will know when you're doing your own. You'll be like, Peggy tried a snowflake that looked like that, and it looked like absolute dog shit when she did it. So I'm going to stick with this other style of snowflake that's going to look better. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Let's do these cute little things. I feel like this kind always looks nice. It's more of an ornament, you're right. Oh dear. I had too much polish on my brush, and I'm gonna have to fix that. Big old gloop. Oh, I got a flake there. A large flake. Hello, sir. Please. This magnetic has some little flakes in it, and most of them are pretty small, but every once in a while there'll be one that's a little bit bigger. It's like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're dealing with that now. It's, of course, completely not an issue for if you're just brushing it on. But if you're trying to do some bullshit like this, somehow it becomes a little bit of a problem. Okay. Here we go. All right, I think we pulled it out there. I think we're okay. Like that. And then 1, 2, 3. This one is so close. That's going to become a problem. 1, 2. But we're just going to deal with it. It's fine. This one just got a little wind tossed. Got a little bent out of shape. It's all good. I saw a thing earlier that was suggesting that Hot Frosty was maybe actually a surprisingly good movie, and I don't know if that person just had terrible taste or what, but have any of you seen Hot Frosty? Do I in fact need to watch that, even though I don't love romantic comedies at all? Is that a thing? Ray, you thought it looked nice? Well, you're allowed to be wrong. It's okay. I won't listen to your opinions about Hot Frosty if you tell me it's good. I might listen to some other people, though. Nobody looks at the thumbnail? Are you kidding me? I do a big old close-up photo of the thumbnail. That's where I usually do my big macro. That's typically my sexy macro nail. Peggy, are you going to continue to be a problem, or are you going to get yourself a little bit of fresh polish for this last little bit on here? Just fucking do the thing that you know is going to make your life easier. Jesus. What's wrong with you? Honestly. People, do as I say, not as I do. Give yourself some dang fresh polish and clean your frickin' brush occasionally. I swear. I'm trying to do this with some gloopy shit. I know better. All right. Good enough. Ray, you cannot pretend to be offended. You know me too well for that. What's Hot Frosty? It's a movie. It's a movie about Frosty the Snowman, but he's a real boy. He's a hot man. It's did you see Schitt's Creek? It's the oh god, the guy, I don't know his name. I don't even know his character's name. It's the guy that plays the veterinarian that dates what's-her-face. It's him. Okay, so it is a bad Christmas movie. It's meh. No, not David. I would have known David. It's the veterinarian guy. Anyway, he plays Frosty the Snowman, but he's a real boy. And for some reason, the romantic interest. I don't get it, man. But somebody was suggesting that it was actually maybe a decent movie. And I don't know if that person was like just a fundamentally broken human being or has very different ideas about what constitutes a good movie, or was saying it was like fun in a bad way, but like, you know, that way where if the movie is terrible, it makes it better. That thing. It could have been one of those. If so, they didn't quite present it that way. I do feel like there's a fine line between so bad it's good and so bad it's unwatchable. And that might be a very personal line. Typical rom-com Christmas miracle garbage. You think they were trolling, perhaps? I don't know, man. They seemed pretty genuine about it. Lacey Chabbery and Dustin Milligab. I think there might have been some typos in that, but I genuinely can't tell for sure because people do be naming their kids things. What does Rotten Tomatoes say? I don't know. I haven't listened to anything Rotten Tomatoes has said in years. Once upon a time, I felt like Rotten Tomatoes was a somewhat useful website, but at this point, I kind of feel like, at least last time I checked Rotten Tomatoes, it was fairly useless for getting any kind of sense of how good things were. Now, that was probably like 10 years ago, though, so maybe it's gotten better again. I don't know. If viewers are turned on by a snowman, can we call them flurries? Spooky Mouse, I have not seen you say a single damn thing through this entire stream. I don't know how long you've been lurking, but that's a perfect way to come out a lurk right there. Perfect. Thank you. We can call them flurries, yes. You generally stay away from Christmas rom-coms. I stay away from rom-coms in general, but especially Christmas rom-coms. Although I will say, one of the very few rom-coms I have enjoyed of late was a Christmas rom-com that was called, oh God, what was it called? I'm not going to be able to come up with it. And y'all know I cannot remember actors' names whatsoever. So I'm going to tell you a brief summary of the setup for it. So the girl is like a blogger or some shit who does like blogging or articles or something about her shitty dating life and how awful it is dating men online. Maybe she's technically a journalist. I don't know. She has a boss at any rate. So, but she like catfishes this guy who's just the most adorable little Asian man. whose family is very stereotypical in many ways. And it's just super cute. It's super cute. They end up falling in love. She's kind of an asshole, but she comes around and becomes a better human being by the end. He's a little bit of an asshole in some ways as well, but also becomes a better human being by the end. Yeah. The guy is a comedian whose name I do not recall. Just a cute Asian boy that's a comedian. Does this help anybody? Does anybody have any idea what I'm talking about? It might have the word hard in the title. Hard love, hard something. I don't know. I swear it's not a porn. I can't remember anybody's name, let alone actors. Like, they're not real people. I've never met them. Why would I remember their names? I think, do we end it here? Is that all I want? Or do I want like just a little? I think I just want a little in the thingy. Just a wee little blobby right there. There we go. That's better. And I think that might be it for that. It's going to drive me crazy if I don't. You know the movie in question, but you suffer from the same affliction? Okay. It's got to be... I'm looking it up, y'all. I'm looking it up. Love Hard? Is it Love Hard? I think it's Love Hard. I was close. Okay. Love Hard. That is definitely the one. 2021. It is... Who are these people? Nina Dobrev and Jimmy O Yang are the leads in it. Is Jamie doing a thing? Jamie did a thing. She got cute. She's all done. She's done being cute now, though. She's not done being cute, but she's done being excitingly cute. Okay. I need a top coat, and then we're going to be done. So yeah, Love Hard. I'm not saying it's a good movie. I'm just saying it didn't piss me off. It was a rom-com. It was a Christmas rom-com that I didn't hate. It was cute. So, you know none of those actors? Yeah, that's fine. I don't know those actors either. Nina Dobrev has been in something. That helps, right? What is she? She's like, I've seen her in something that she was like, one of those vampire... It's one of those super silly vampire series that got real popular that she was in. Am I right? Is that who I'm thinking of? Was it Nina Dobrev? I feel like she was in one of the vampire movies. Vampire Diaries, or shows rather, not movies, TV shows. Yeah, she was in Vampire Diaries. That's the only reason I know her. And the only reason I know I was able to associate that is because I saw a picture of her face when I was looking up the movie. You watch Elf, then you repeat the Jinx and Dela's holiday special. I don't love Elf. I don't think I've seen Silicon Valley. Benny and June was cute. I agree with you, Spooky Mouse. Yeah, we usually watch the Muppets holiday, or what is it? The Muppets Christmas Carol. We like to watch that one. There's a really cute animated film called Klaus that I've seen that I really like. I think we've seen it twice. There's another newer animated one that I can't remember the name of. Santa's elves are basically like a weirdly militaristic government organization kind of thing in it. I can't remember what it's called. Polished Mess has arrived. Hello. Welcome. Yeah, the Muppet Christmas Carol is great. That's just good shit. Okay. Top coat. I don't know. I said this was going to be our worst nail. I'm not sure now because of the thumb. But why am I not using, like, multiples? It's because I put all my multiples away. That's why. I could be using multiples, though. We could be doing this so much faster. Let's do this so much faster. Hello? All right. We're going to do, like, a mega spread here. That's like basically as far apart as my fingers will go without causing me pain. Okay. Amazing. Only slightly over 2 hours. Brian's going to be getting antsy because we have to go to the grocery store. I don't like Jim Carrey, so I haven't seen the Grinch movie that has him in it. Is it Disney and one or... Is it the Disney and... I'm trying to understand. There's 2 animated military elf movies. The one I'm thinking of, there's the one brother that's like total like paramilitary, full camo, like he's... The older brother is getting ready to, you know, take over as Santa. And the younger brother is like kind of a bit of a misfit. But he's the one that has the true spirit of Christmas. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw 8-Bit Christmas. Your mom hates Jim Carrey? Am I your mom? Bye, Spooky Mouse. Is that if you're the one that's leaving? Oh, no. Bonket is the one that's leaving. Bye, Bonket. I'm doing really good. You can't just say bye, and because then I think you're saying bye to me. But you were saying bye to Bonket. Toyland, Robin Williams. I have seen Toyland many years ago. Your mom still wants your dad to shave his facial hair into a little tree. You know what? I support your mom in this. I think that's correct. She's right to want that. That's hilarious. Okay. I think we did it. I'm hoping that this is sufficient to get the snow gods to bring me some snow. Even though a couple of the snowflakes are not great, some of the snowflakes are very great. And so, you know, hopefully I've earned enough snow points here to get maybe like a little snow. Like, I'm not asking for a huge dump, but maybe like, you know, 4 inches of snow would be good. That would be cute. You've returned with pie? Well, I'm leaving. If you didn't bring me any pie, I'm going. I'm taking my Manny and I'm going. How dare you? I'm kidding. But I do have to go because I have very important groceries to pick up. If we don't do it tonight, then we're not going to have cream for our coffee, and that would be a tragedy. Okay. Jammy Dodgers. You're a fan of the thumb flake? I'm glad that some people like the thumb flake. I don't love it. But I think if I had done the rest of the snowflakes more like it, then I would like it as like a retro sort of stylistic snowflake. But because I went a little bit more realistic style with some of the other ones, yeah, I feel like it doesn't go right. Um but I do like overall. I like the Manny overall. I'm pleased with how it came out. I think I'm going to do another version of this same kind of idea soon. Somebody had a really good idea for next week's stream. Oh, that's what it was. So next week, did y'all see Linry's snow globe Manny that she did on her stream? If you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. I think she'll probably post it tomorrow, is my guess. I don't believe she's posted it on Instagram, but she did put it in Discord, in Nicole's Discord. It needs a blue hex glitter in the middle. Interesting. But yeah, Linry's snow globe Manny, I want to try and do my own version of that. So I might need to do a little testing and figure out which of my magnetic toppers will work for that. But it's super, super cute. So if you're in Nicole's Discord, go check out her adorable Manny. And if you're not, then either join it. What are you doing? Or go check out Linry's Instagram. Wow, Linry. And you'll be able to see it probably tomorrow is my guess. I don't think they're posted yet, like I said, but probably she's usually like a couple of days, a day or two after she'll post them up. So yeah, it'll probably be posted before I have a chance to recreate it next week. So that's the plan for next week. Okay. That's it. That's all I got. Do the things, please and thank you. It might be on her live stream on YouTube too. Yes. She does put her post her VODs immediately. So you would be able to see it on her VOD if you wanted to. You could even, if you don't have time to watch the whole thing, you could even just zoom ahead to the end for now and look at it and then go back and watch the rest later because she's fun to watch. All right. Thanks, everybody. It's good to see you all, and hopefully I'll see